glad that you could join us for this bulletin. My name is Wavenya Wanyasa. We begin by taking a look at some of the stories making headlines. Kenya's Certificate of Primary Education examinations kick off countrywide. The Kenya Defence Forces start their offensive on raiders in Baringo. And in sports, Champions League action resumes tonight. Welcome. Now, close to 900,000 primary school candidates sat for their first Kenya Certificate of Primary Education exam this morning with the assurance of heightened security, especially in war-torn regions. Now, Agnes Maina visited Mudhangari Primary School to get a feel.
At the Mudhangari Primary School in Nairobi County, pupils gathered outside the classroom for prayers before being frisked and checked for any items that could contribute to cheating. Exam malpractice among its candidates and teachers alike has been a growing concern as cases of cheating have been on the rise. This year, school's timetable was not affected, an incident that has given teachers and pupils conviction to tackle papers positively.
This year has been quite good for us because there has not been many interruptions. Like last year we had the strike and then we had the general elections and so on. So this year we are happy that there has been no such interruptions, although the holiday tuition program has been banned. So we've not had any holiday tuition this year.
Pupils too are certain that their teachers have played their part and it's now upon them to put into paper what they have been trained.
We are prepared, we are totally prepared, and we trust that our teachers have done enough and are ready, and wish all the others best of wishes.
Reporting for WTV News, I'm Agnes Maina.
Elsewhere, heavy explosions rocked Kapiteweo in Kabedo, Baringo County, as the Kenya Defence Forces began an air and ground offensive to flash out the bandits who allegedly killed the 21 police officers. KDF troops unleashed their firepower after expiry of the 24-hour ultimatum by President Uhuru Kenyatta for the surrender of the attackers and guns seized from the slain officers. In a show of might, military helicopters, tanks, lorries and more than 10 armored personnel carriers carrying soldiers were moved to the area on Sunday evening after the president toured the region. Witnesses said military choppers were also involved in an operation yesterday, bombing sites where the attackers were said to be hiding. The bombings took place even as elders rushed to beat the ultimatum to deliver the guns stolen from the officers. And it is in light of this story that we ask, do you think the Kenyan government will succeed in disarming the raiders in Baringo County? Do you think the Kenyan government will succeed in disarming the raiders in Baringo County? Do SMS us your thoughts on 20058 and we'll get to sample some of them and post them on our Facebook page, Moving on, Bishop Ben Bahati of the Eldoret's Global Field Evangelism has passed on after months of hospitalization following a grisly road accident 2 months ago. Now, Bishop Bahati mentored top gospel artists including Daddy Owen, Rafton, Olewili and many others. Wairimu Mbogwa takes a look at how the leader has inspired many lives, especially in the music industry.
Renowned singer, pastor and mentor Bishop Ben Bahati of Eldoret's Global Field Evangelism has passed on following a fatal road accident that saw him admitted for months in hospital. His passing on has left many devastated, and especially those whom he mentored. Amongst those who attest their success to his mentorship include gospel artists Daddy Owen, Rafton, Jig Blessing, among others. His journey as a mentor will continue to pose as a challenge to many other gospel artists who have made it in the industry and how their music should impact lives. The late bishop in his evangelism worked to encourage the message of salvation, winning street children to Christ by means of food, shelter and love, and planting more churches in the country. He was an inspiration to other ministers in the gospel industry as they work toward their success in the entertainment industry. Bishop Bahati will be remembered as a man of God who touched many lives. Reporting for WTV News, I'm Raymond Obwa.
Moving on, talk of education in a war-torn region. Well, after financial services making their comeback in Somalia, education is slowly crawling back as the Somalia National University, abandoned 23 years ago, reopened its doors to students from across the war-torn region. Rading Biko gives us more.
The Somali National University has reopened its doors with the intention of producing the caliber of leaders that will drive the Somalis' return to the global stage. Many Somalis say the resumption of classes here is history in the making. And students have traveled from the widespread part of the Horn African nation to join the 6 faculties, namely medicine, education, veterinary, agriculture, law and economics. Pre-university courses in mathematics, physics, biology and English began last month.
The government creates what's called the equal opportunity, because when there is a private education, a lot of young people are not accessible because of the economic situation. But this government realized that it is the duty of the government that the government has to give the Somali young people equal opportunity. That's why the force of the government was put behind the realization and the reinstatement of this university.
The campus was built by Italians in 1956, originally as an institute for Somalis to learn management, law and economics. In 1969, 9 years after independence, it was named the Somali National University. The school grew over the years into a 14-faculty institution that produced most of the country's top civil servants. In 1990, the government of President Mohammed Said Barre failed, and like all other government structure, the university was abandoned. After the departure of the Islamist militia, the federal government of Somalia had the security and the support it needed to mobilize financial and technical assistance from local businesses to rehabilitate the campus.
I'm going to recommend, for example, all the Somali students, girls and the boys together. The moment, for example, they graduate, for example, the high schools, to join us, to share this happiness with us, to join this, for example, cheerfulness with us, and to share the happy life that we're just leading, for example, here in Somali State University.
Somali looks to be heading back to its feet again, with education and the banking facility looking to get rid of the negative perception. Rading Biko reporting for WTV.
And finally, in the world of sports, Liverpool see their Tuesday Champions League match against Real Madrid as a chance to prove their doubters wrong and get their season back on track, while Real leaders have a maximum of 9 points in the Champions League, and they would secure a spot in the knockout stage with a victory over Liverpool tonight in the Santiago Bernabeu. Elsewhere, middle fielder Jack Wilshere will miss Arsenal's Champions League match against Anderlecht because he has picked a sickness bag and is not well enough to play, but they may welcome the return of Theo Walcott. Arsenal will qualify to the last 16 if they beat Anderlecht. Meanwhile, Borussia Dortmund Jurgen Klopp says that Bundesliga strugglers desperately need a win over Galatasaray to secure a place in the knockout phase. Dortmund are enduring the worst start on the league, being second on the bottom. On the other hand, Juventus will want to overturn their 1-0 away deposit as they host Olympiacos on Tuesday night. Well, and that's it from our news desk this evening. Thank you very much for having me time. My name is Wavenya Wanyasa. God bless.